Okay, welcome to week 3, Monday morning. Excuse me, I guess Monday afternoon. Cadet McGee, why don't you come on up here and hold on. This needs to go. All righty, you may go ahead and start.
Judgment flight. Hudson. Hut. Element 1. Report.
All present and accounted for, sir.
Element 2. Report.
All present and accounted for, sir.
Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Seats.
Come on up here. Make seats. Come on up here, please. I'd like to introduce two guests we have today, and this is exactly why we've designed this program to be like this. This is Mr. Smucker, who is our Superintendent of Education, as well as Dr. Fleming. And y'all may come over here and get on the camera here, whether you want to or not. Look out here is where you're going. Okay, that's what's being recorded. And
okay.
Mr. Smucker is our Superintendent of Education. Mr. Smucker ends up controlling all the schools and allowing us to do this. And Dr. Fleming has been very instrumental in Air Force Junior ROTC the entire time. So I'd like to welcome him to our class for a couple comments.
I'm just so thrilled to see how far this has come since, what, 2000?
Yes, ma'am, 2000.
And look at this. We just had one classroom, and now we've got technology. It's marvelous. And I'm so glad to see you all taking this class.
Kind of being guinea pigs in this process. Be a part of it. Colonel Peoples, thank you for your work with us. We're excited to see how this works. We understand that there are people out in the virtual world that will see this a little bit later and hope that they find it as successful as you will. So thank you for having us here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. They're going to be watching us here today. Today our overview for the week is, as I have put up here, this is week 3 of military studies. We'll be finishing up lesson 1, chapter 4. Going over, last week we covered the benefits of physical activity, and this week we'll be covering body image. Mainly the big part of this lesson for us is your body mass index. We'll be covering the BMI for each individual and making sure you have it. And oh, by the way, that is part of your test we'll be talking about in a couple weeks. The other thing, through Journey Through Aviation, we'll be going over basically the Wright brothers and handling that. And actually on Thursday we have some guest speakers via our Air Force curriculum of the Wright brothers and Chuck Yeager. Will work out real well. I want to cover right now our individual Leadership Lab. We have a Leadership Lab this afternoon. We'll be coming in. Again, people who will be watching this will already be done, but not today's Leadership Lab is mainly PE. We're issuing all of our clothes and going out and doing presidential fitness as well as drill. Next week, on the 27th, we're going to be having the Embry-Riddle cadets coming and teaching us more advanced drill as well as honor guard and color guard, so that they can start taking that back to your individual schools. Again, we're giving a yell out to Ashburg and Seligman, Sedona and Rimrock are with us today. And you guys will all be doing your honor guard and color guard at your schools once you learn how to do it here. Okay, class, and everybody, I need to please open up to page 202 in your LE1 book, chapter 4. And I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the slides and all that we're talking about for our body image. This is an essential part of our Leadership 1 education. Last week we went over the benefits of physical activity. Cadet Overton, please tell me something that you thought about last week when we were covering the benefits of physical activity.
Make friends, it's like you're on a team.
Okay, yeah, so you can have some physical activity to be around like-minded students, and you make friends by being on a team, staying active. Which one of you guys looked up the calories in Oreo that I love so much? Cadet Johnston, how many calories were in Oreo?
156.
150 or so. Okay, well, guess what? I'm afraid you're going to see Colonel Peoples show why I like Oreos here today in some of the slides we go through. Okay, today we're going to go through and think about exactly how you guys view yourself in your body image. When I was your age, as I've told a few of you this story before, I was about 5 feet 10 inches in the 7th grade, 7th and 8th grade, and I could almost jam, I could almost dunk a basketball at that time, and I was quite sure that I was going to be a professional basketball player. And so I was really awesome as a freshman, but then all of a sudden, tall people like Johnson and Navarre started coming, Mr. Bean grew up, and all of a sudden my friends ended up being taller than I was, and so I had to have a change in my career plan, even though my body image was real positive. We'll also today talk also about eating disorders, which honestly, 35 years ago, we never talked about. But now it's pretty prevalent in communicating the risk of different eating disorders that you have. We talked last week about calories, and of course now we're going to talk about how it affects your weight and maybe some of the weight problems some people can have, or whether or not you have actually the appropriate weight. How many people here, raise your hand, think that you're an appropriate weight for your age and height? Okay? So there you go. That's a good idea. You know, I think I am too, but you're going to see in a minute or two that I'm actually holding another 5 or 10 pounds too much. So you got to be careful with what's going on. Here's something. Bulimia. Has anybody ever heard of bulimia? What's bulimia, Cadet Carol?
Bulimia is the act of making yourself throw up to lose weight, sir.
That's true. It's kind of a disorder where you feel like you're fat no matter what you're looking at. We'll go into some details of that. It's good for everybody to be aware of some of the problems. Okay, everybody pull out a piece of paper, please. I need everybody to do the quick write exercise you have on your screen there, how teens' images are portrayed in the media. Write down your opinions about how teens are seen in the media, be it online. Yes, sir. Write down your opinions about it. Is it realistic? Is it detrimental? Is it positive? How about the Olympics? We just went through the Olympics. You know, how was all the media present everybody in the Olympics? Okay, who wants to share their opinions on this issue? Okay, Kramer. Talk to me. How does the media view teens on TV?
Well, they think that TV is rotting our minds.
Okay, but how are teens portrayed?
Like acting out like violence and stuff.
Okay, violence and stuff. Okay, Carol?
They're portrayed as looking flawless or infallible almost.
Okay. Could it be?
I feel like the media says that everyone's always fat and they're trying to make less fattening foods and all that, yet they always show people that are super skinny. So then it leads everyone to believe that they're fat and they need to get skinnier to look like the people on TV.
That's good. That's good. Real good points. What about, yes, get it back to Bishop.
Well, no, the teams have two, like, trainers make up a lot of the Photoshop a lot of times. It makes them look better than they really are. But I do think it gives regular people something to strive for.
Okay. I'll tell you one crazy thing. Think about how I used to see the media right now. But again, I was 35 years ago. I was your age. And the stuff you see in the media now, even on TV at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, last night, I saw some incredible stuff. That was pornographic, literally, back 35 years ago. You could not see the images of the males and the females that you see on TV, and certainly standing in the checkout line with my 11, 12-year-old son and seeing some of the magazines and the displays. I mean, 35 years ago, that was deemed pornographic. You couldn't see it. You had to buy the dirty magazines to see it. So I'm telling you that the different way that the bodies are projected certainly have changed. And it's good for you guys to realize that a lot of the stuff has been photoshopped, or a lot of stuff is, you know, kind of
Fake.
yeah, well, you think it's almost fake, but you know, again, you don't see the reality of the population very often. Okay, body image. This is the way you see yourself. Okay, there is no ideal weight or body type. I used to have a guy that worked for me in Florida, and I looked at him and I thought he was kind of overweight. He was a civilian that worked for me in the Air Force. But you know what? Every day of his life, he was positive, he was upbeat, he was great, and he was at his perfect body weight of 280 pounds. And I always said, well, you know, wouldn't you feel a little better? No, I feel great. And guess what? He had a perfect body image. So who was I to say that, hey, you know, you're actually about 140 pounds overweight? But he was happy. So for him, it was good. He had he felt good about his appearance. He had a great family, and so you can't ever have somebody tell you that you are unhealthy. It has to be up to you yourself to portray your body image as you want it. Here are some factors that affect your body image and your ideal appropriate weight. Again, for myself, or just like you guys as teenagers, your weight and your body image is going to be a lot different than 35 years from now when you're over 50. And of course, for growth patterns, for girls generally grow up a little earlier, mature earlier than guys. Guys end up maturing later in the teens than girls. What we're going to do now is have a little experiment. Everybody pull out your cell phones there, please. And I need you to go through this exercise here. For whatever you think you are, you end up texting to a number of 22333, and what you think your personal body image is with the score there. Just a second. I want to make sure it all comes back there. And when you text it to it, they'll start coming out. Mine went in. Okay, we got 7 results there. Okay, good. So it seems like a lot of people, just like we mentioned, perceive ourselves as being pretty much, normal weight for our height and weight. How about here? Everybody put the cell phones down, please. This is how you end up determining your body weight. Y'all can open up your books to page 203. bottom of page 203, I'm going to need you guys to pull out your phones or your calculators to do a little math. Okay, basically, you're going to take your weight in pounds. So I weigh 175, multiplied by 0.45. Somebody could do this for me, I'd love it. And then multiply your heights in inches by 0.02. So I am 5'10", that's 60 inches, times 0.025. Okay, so this is your weight, this is your height. And you divide 1 by 2. So get your answers. You divide 1 by 2 equals your body mass index. Okay? And you can go on this scale, these are for teenagers, and you come up with your idea of your numbers. Okay? You'll need to know this number for your